In the last video, we left off talking about the golden calf, the image that the Israelites had made while Moses was away getting instructions from the Lord. And if you want to look that up yourself, it's Exodus 32, verse 19. Of course, it can be found in some other scriptures. I don't know them right offhand. But clearly we can see that a golden calf most certainly can represent the bull. Now, when we look back at the bull, I want us to cover this because I do believe there's a connection here. The important thing I want to point out, let's pull this back up again where it gives us the dates of April 20th and May 20th. We see May 5th come into play again here because right in the middle, remember how they focus on that midpoint? Right in the middle of Taurus, okay? Right in the middle is May 5th. April 20th to May 20th, the midpoint is May 5th. So here we see May 5th coming in again. And I never mentioned the dreams about the bulls because I did not understand what they meant, and I didn't want to put something out there that I didn't even understand myself. But now I'm beginning to see why the Lord gave me the dream and the vision, or the dreams and the visions about the bull and about Taurus. So I do believe all this is interconnected. I don't know what it exactly the Lord is showing us, but we can see there is a connection to the pagan worship. Certainly we are to learn from the things that they hold or high esteem for, because it gives us some insight into what's taking place in the spiritual realm on the dark side, so to speak. But also, here, let me pull this back up. When we look at Beltane, we're going back to this article here where we saw that May 5th was yet again listed on here as the date for the Beltane feast. It says, Beltane, it's great. What could be better than maypoles, gathering with community, dancing, singing, eating, and cavorting all, I think that's how you say that, all on a warm spring day. So it makes it sound so appealing and so wonderful, doesn't it? There was something else I wanted to point out about the bull. Let me see if I can pull it back up because I have definitely overlooked it. Hang on. Okay. I wanted to point out a few things about information we find on this. This is why I had this site pulled up, because of the information. It was a little bit more in depth to point out some things with, even though the date seems to vary from the other. But what I wanted to read to you is this right here. Let's just start right here. Taurus, the second sign of the zodiac, is an earth sign. It is hardworking, rock solid, stable, and practical. Ruled by Venus, Taurus, however, is also given tremendously to sensual pleasures. Now, the thing I want to point out about that is if you look in Exodus 32, verse 25, you see not only did they build a golden calf, but when Moses came down and saw them, they were all naked. So we can pretty much take from that there were things going on there that they had learned from these false god worshiping practices and traditions in Egypt. Because in Egypt we see a lot of worship going to the ancient gods, but I'm not getting into that at the moment. We'll probably get back there. But what I'm trying to point out is they were not only building an idol, but they were also indulging themselves. It says they were given tremendously to sensual pleasures. So be it the physical pleasures or material comforts, the Taurus born love to indulge in excesses, and they will not hesitate and going an extra mile to find these pleasures. Okay, the thing that I think is important that we understand there, as given with the description that we have here of those who fall under the sign of Taurus, I'm just looking at this as what the bull represents. Okay, we see in Exodus 32, he represents worship of a false god. It was a golden calf, so it's about materialism, okay? Because we know that gold represents value in this world, okay? And then, of course, the sensual pleasures, as we see that they were also naked when Moses came down. But I think the thing to understand there is how this points us back to what's going on in the world, okay? That's what Satan wants going on in the world. And it's like, basically, you could look at this as those who are all caught up in the world are worshipers of the golden calf. They fall in this category, okay? I hope I explained that correctly, because I feel like there's a connection there. And let me see what we're going to get into next. Okay, I popped back over here where we see first mention in our article here where it's talking about Beltane is on May the 5th, 2016. That is when we reach 15 degrees Taurus. So evidently this is very important to them. This that they mention here about Taurus. Now, I don't fully understand that, and I've not been led to look it up at this point. But I did want to point out to you what I was saying about May 5th being the middle of the Taurus cycle here. I've got my calendar that I use pulled right up here in front of us. If we go to April 20th and we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 days to the end of April. And then we come here to May 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. From April 20th, which is the beginning of the Taurus cycle, the Taurus sign, right, 15 days after, we see May the 5th. And it runs until May the 20th. So, then we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There you go. I'm sorry I didn't have it where you could see it. So, it's exactly 15 days either side of May 5th. May 5th is the exact middle of the Taurus sign cycle. So the Lord definitely is trying to show me something with this Taurus, because I've had a dream about Taurus specifically. And I've had dreams about a bull. One was about a bull being held back by a fence. And I was standing looking at him, and I could tell he was getting ready to run. And I knew the fence looked weak compared to what I was seeing in the bull. And I knew when he ran, the fence would not hold him. He would no longer be restrained when he ran, when he charged, because the fence was his restrainer. And when he ran, the restrainer would not hold him. Now, I'm not saying the restrainer, as we know to be the Holy Spirit, is weak compared to the bull. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that what is holding him back, he's being held back right now. And what is holding him back will no longer hold him back. He will run, okay? He will be loosed. So that's what I got out of that dream. But we're going to move on now. Let me see where we're headed. I'm going to cut this off because it's already at 10 minutes, and let me see where we're headed on the next video. I hope y'all can understand the points I'm trying to make here, because all this connects back to May 5th. Like I said, I don't know what the Lord is wanting us to take from this, but we need to be taking this information in. I'm just trying to share with you what I'm finding, what I'm feeling led to. And then we all need to pray on it and ask the Lord to show us what he would have us take from it. If there's anything specific that he wants us to be aware of from this. I do feel that there's a lot of implications here with this May 5th. It is the Beltane had been switched from originally May 1st to May 5th. Okay,